Thank you, Warren. And why wait? Let's get a few more questions answered for you right now. Laura Weir is a political science professor at Edison State College, or soon to be Florida Southwestern. I like to just throw that in for y'all. And we definitely want to ask a question we've heard from a lot of our viewers. Just 3 weeks ago, he said, I'm absolutely going to finish this term. And now, without an explanation, he's resigning. What do you make of the timing of this?
Right. Well, I think the timing of it absolutely is that he's looking at, really, by the time he got back to D.C., I think that the message was very clear from his colleagues in the House that he had absolutely no support, especially with the Ethics Committee going on, that it was involving a number of other people who did not appreciate the intention from the Ethics Committee, especially as they were starting to gear up their re-election runs. Even though they might not have anything to do with it, their constituents really took a dim view of them having to testify before the Ethics Committee. Whether they had anything to do with it or not, it still didn't look good.
All right, now about this House ethics investigation, they can dig into whatever they want, right? They can get sworn statements from people. They can go as deep as they want to. Is there any possibility that maybe they were about to reveal something that maybe he just wouldn't have wanted known publicly, because now they really can't do more with this?
Really, I'm not sure if that's the case. I think more of it was more of a heart-to-heart talk many of the Republican members of the House had with him, letting him know, let's be clear, you do not have support for any kind of re-election run, which translates to you have no money for any kind of re-election run. And so he was being told that by the governor of the state. He was being told that by the state Republicans, and then he was being told that by the national level Republicans. So I think it took him going back to D.C. and being told by the folks there, you're not wanted here, and you are not going to stay here, before he realized that he was out of gas.
And finally, what's next here? Because this was a really contentious election last time in the GOP primary. How might this affect who runs this time, who's successful this time, and how voters might approach it this time around in Southwest Florida?
Well, I think at this point, because it's a special election, it's going to have to happen soon, because the primaries for the actual congressional elections start in August, rather. And so we're talking about a very, very short time frame. And I think that right now, many of the voters are really looking at taking a very jaundiced eye to anybody who steps up. So I think that anybody who runs, they're going to have to be absolutely authentic. They're going to have a record of accomplishment, and they're going to have to really pass the smell test in terms of their own personal life.
There's going to be a lot of sniffing going on all the way around, I think, this time.
So.
Laura Weir with Edison State College. We know that you're very busy in the political science department there, which does a wonderful job, and we really appreciate you taking the time to talk to us live tonight.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Patrick.
And we'll be checking back with you again, as you well know. It's going to be a really hot